So we'll be looking at compound interest today. So the formula for compound interest is A is equals to P open bracket 1 plus R over N, R over 100 raised to the power of N. And I said that what? Amount is what? A. A is amount. And you should know that amount is what? Principal plus interest, preferably a simple interest. And P is principal, N is the number of years, and R is the rate. So it's as simple as that. The formula is straightforward. The way you apply it is also straightforward. So you don't need, there's no trick question there. So let's take a look at a question on it. They said, I'm rubbing this off now. So now, they said, there's a question. They said, Nigerian savings bank account pays an interest at 9.5% per annum, compounded yearly. Compounded yearly. Now, the idea of compound interest is very simple. In case you don't know, it's very simple. Now, the thing is, your interest for the first year or for the particular year in question is obtained, and then that interest is added to the original principal you have, and then the following year it is used. So it's like you are reinvesting your money after every year. That's what is happening. So your interest will be added to your principal to give you your amount, which is now reinvested again. The following year, you get interest on that, then add your interest to your interest is added again to your initial principal for the new year. The same thing keeps happening and happening and happening. So that's what they're telling you here. That's why they said compounded yearly. They're trying to tell you is a compound interest, not a simple interest. Now, what is the amount? What is the amount if a person saves 5,000 naira in 3 years? So let's take the question. They said a Nigeria Savings Bank paid interest at 9.5% per annum, compounded yearly. First up, what is the interest if a person pays, say, 5,000 naira in 3 years? All right, guys. So now, let's take the question. Solution. What are the parameters we have? Our advice, we highlight our parameters. That'll be the first thing to do. The first thing we have is our rates, our interest rate. Our interest rate is 9.5%. And then they said, what is the amount? So meaning that you're looking for the amount. And then they said the person says 5,000 naira. So that means the principal is 5,000. The principal is 5,000. The principal is 5,000 naira. The principal is 5,000 naira. And then your year is 3 years.
3 years.
Those are the parameters you have in this question. So what do? Since they said it's a compound interest, the code is compounded year. It's very simple, it's straightforward. You just put in your formula is A is equals to open bracket. Open bracket 1 plus R over 100 raised to the power of N. So it's quite direct. So what do? My amount is what we are looking for. My principal is 5,000. Open bracket 1 plus my rate is 9.5. 9.5, you can decide to write it as 9.5 if you like, or if you like, You can just say, if I were to be you, 9.5 is 9 times 2 plus 1, which is 19 over 2. So at the end of the day, this will be 19 over 200. Raised to the power of what? 3. So from here, this will be 5,000, open bracket, 1 plus 19 over 200. So that will be 219 divided by 200, raised to the power of 3. So what you can now do is you can use your calculator. You can use your calculator to get your final answer. And what would that be? Let's look at it. Please don't go. All right, so this will be 500 multiplied by, so by the time you do this, you get 1.3129. So if I multiply that by 5,000, so this will give me 6,564.66 naira. So this is 6,500 and what? 64 and 66 kobo. That is what it is. So this is it. That is the amount. So after 3 years of saving money in a Nigerian bank, of living your wonderful 5,000 naira, you get 6,564 naira at the end of the day. I have an account with Wema Bank. Okay. If you own a shares in a company, probably you buy shares from a company. Are you getting me? Automatically, you become one of the shareholders of the company. Now, at the end of the year, when the company declares a profit, what happens is that you as a shareholder will get a part of that profit. And that part of that profit is called dividends. So there are ways they actually calculate what profit to give to who and how. Now let's take a look at this simple question to help us understand profit sharing or dividend sharing. Now let's take a look at it. Example, they said a man invested 120,000 naira in 1 naira ordinary shares. Ordinary shares of a company. He bought the shares at 1 naira. He bought the shares at 1 naira 50 kobo each. Now, the question is this first question. How many shares did he buy? That is the first question. How many shares did he buy? The second question, if a dividend of 8 kobo per share is declared, how much dividend does he receive? Very simple, very direct. Very simple and direct. Let's take a look at the question again. A man invested 120,000 naira in 1 naira ordinary shares of a company. He bought the shares at 1 naira 50 kobo each. How many shares did he buy? That is the first question. How many shares did he buy? I want to believe we are done writing this top parts. The teacher is about to do your rubbish. It's nonsense. All right, guys, let's take a look at the question. Now, a man invested. So now, how much did he buy the shares? That is the question. He bought it what? 1 naira 50 kobo. This is 1 naira 50 kobo. 1 naira 50 kobo. How many shares did he buy? Very simple. The total amount he invested. So number of shares bought. Of course, that would be what? Total amount invested divided by what? Number or what? Each or amount for each unit of shares. That is it. The total amount he invested all over the amount for what? Each unit of shares. So that would mean that the total amount invested is how much? 120,000 naira. So that is 120,000 divided by the amount for each unit of shares. Each unit of shares he bought at what? 1 naira 50 kobo. Now, if we divide those two, if we divide 120,000 by 1.5 unit of shares, I mean naira, this is naira. So this is going to give us 80,000 units. So that means he bought 80,000 units in the company. That is the answer there. 80,000 units of shares. That's how much he bought. Now, if the dividend is 8 kobo at the end of the year, they now give them a dividend of what? They said that they declared a dividend of what? 8 kobo per share. So for every unit of share you bought or you acquired, are you following me? For every unit of shares you acquired, you are going to be paid 8 kobo for it. So therefore, that means at the end of the year, which is B, at the end of the year, therefore, the man would be what? Dividends on 80,000 units will be equal to what? 80,000 multiplied by 8 kobo. Multiplied by 8 kobo. So that will mean that everything is going to be what? If we are converting it to naira, that will be 6,400 naira. So that means at the end of that year, that person or that man will be earning 6,400 naira for his 120,000 naira investment. I hope that is a good investment. All right. I want to believe we're done writing to do that. Are you following me? So let's talk annuity. So an annuity is gotten from annual. Are you getting me? Annuity is gotten from what? Annual. So an annuity is a series of equal sum of money paid at regular interval. It is usually paid at the end of the year, but we don't need to write that. So if somebody has an annuity of 10,000 naira, that means that person receives 10,000 naira yearly. So an annuity is usually paid at the end of the year. So if I receive an annuity of 10,000 naira, that means I'm being paid 10,000 naira every year, at the end of every year. So in fact, there are some companies that run that. Some insurance companies run that. You give them a total amount. Maybe you could, it's like an investment kind of portfolio. You can decide to say you invest 1 million naira. You give them 1 million naira, and then they tell you that, okay, you know what? For this 1 million naira that you've invested, at the end of every year, we'll be paying you 110,000 naira. Or, okay, let's say we'll pay you 100,000 naira for the next 15 years. For the next 15 years. It's not a bad investment. You know why? I have 100,000 naira. I'm going to be paying that 100,000. I'm going to be paid. I mean, I have 1 million naira, but I don't need it as at this moment. I can give it to an investment house. I can give it to an insurance company. Are you following me? Or all those pension schemes that they use it to trade. Now, what would happen is this. They'll collect the 1 million, and at the end of every year, they give me 100,000. They give me 100,000. But that annuity will last for a particular number of years, maybe 15 years. Now, the only problem is if I die, it's possible that they may not be able, the money may stop. It's possible, but it is not. It's possible that the money stops coming in, or it goes to my next of kin. Are you following me? Or like if I have my 1 million naira and I spend it on myself and I enjoy it. Are you following me? So at the end of the day, anyway, my total investment is actually 1.5 million. Because at the end of the day, I'll be getting 1.5 million, but it will take a very long time for me to get it. So in a way, it may not even be a good deal, and it may be a good deal. It depends. All right. So the next terminology is for you to understand the amount. The amount of an annuity. The amount of an annuity is the total sum of money if they are invested immediately. They are received. That is the amount of an annuity. The amount of an annuity is the total sum of money. If they are invested immediately, they are received. Let's take a look at one very simple calculation on annuity. But in the meantime, quickly, let's write our notes. I can see some of us are still writing. Of an annuity, find the amount of an annuity of 10,000 naira paid yearly for 3 years at 8% per annum. Now, the way you solve questions on annuity is quite different. You want to know the total amount of the annuity. The total amount of annuity. So now what you need to do is you need to do it yearly. You need to do it yearly. Now, what do I mean by yearly? It has to be done yearly. Now, in the first year, are you following me?
Yes.
In the first year, I would receive 10,000 naira. That is what I'm supposed to receive, 10,000 naira. That one is there. Now, the second year will be compounded. We use compound interest for it, for the second year. It will be compounded, raised to the power of 2. That is after 2 years. So that will be A, open bracket, 1 plus R over 100, raised to the power of what? N. Now, N is what? 2 years, isn't it? This will be what? 10,000, open bracket. Now, this is 8%. This is 8 over 100. So that means I just say 1 plus 8 over 1.08, raised to the power of 2. Now, if I do that, I'm going to get how much? I'm going to get oh no, sorry. This will be 1. This will be 1, not 2. This will be 1. This will be 1 because it's after the first year. Are you following me? So this will be 1, not 2. It's the second year, but N will be equal to 1. Are you getting me? Yeah, N will not be equal to 2. Remember, it's for 3 years. So we've done the first year. This is the second year. Now, my third year. Are you following me? My third year, N will be the third year. So that will be A, open bracket, 1 R over 100, raised to the power of 1. So this is 10,000, open bracket, what? Open bracket, 1.08 raised to the power of 2. Now, if I do this, if I use my calculator and I do that, I'm going to get 11,664. So that means the total amount, the amount of annuity would be equals to 10,000 plus 10,800 plus 11,664. $11,664. So if you add everything up, this will be 10,000 plus 10,800 plus 11,664. So that will be what? 32,464 naira. So it's as simple as that. So please let me explain again. For an annuity, it's different. Like I already explained, the annuity, you are being paid everything. You are being paid the money you are being paid money that you invested in something, and you especially collecting that money in a. So it's like they are paying you salary, only that you've invested in that salary a long time ago. So they now start paying you salary. So they'll pay you all that money at the end of the day. Are you following me? But of course, it will have some form of interest. Now, in this case, now this person We don't know the amount the person has paid, but we know the amount he will receive. Now, they said find the amount of an annuity of 10,000 naira paid yearly for 3 years at 8% per annum. So in the first year, because there won't be inflation, you're not taking inflation into consideration, the person is going to collect 10,000 naira. Good. Now, in the second year, because it is at the end of that first year, are you getting me? Whatever interest rate, whatever inflation rate would be what? 8%. So it's going to be raised to the power of what? 1. Now, for the third year, it will not be raised to the power of what? 2. If I have a fourth year, that will be raised to the power of 3. If I have a fifth year, raised to the power of 4. You have to be very smart there. So, but since I said it ended after 3 years, so what do? You add up everything. So this is how much it is. So our assignment will be sent to the Google Classroom. Questions, comments with regards to what we've done. So in the next class, probably we'll have a special class for, I'm thinking that we'll probably have a special